Have you ever wondered what separates people who remain calm under pressure from those who crumble? What allows someone to move through emotional chaos without losing their center? It's not that they feel less, it's that they have learned to feel wiser. In today's video, we are going to talk about the things emotional intelligent people do not do. So these are the patterns they avoid, the traps they sidestep, and the self-awareness habits that make all the difference. Because emotional intelligence isn't about never feeling angry, sad, or afraid. It's about knowing how to respond to those feelings when they arise. Let's begin. Emotionally intelligent people understand something most people don't. Just because you feel something doesn't mean it's objectively true. Like, your emotions are responses, not facts. They are often reflections of your past, your wants, your hopes, or your insecurities. Like, they don't confuse a reaction with reality. They pause, they ask, is this feeling coming from the situation in front of me or from something inside me? And this one shift in perspective saves them from unnecessary conflict, resentment, and regret. It creates space for clarity, not just chaos. Emotionally intelligent people don't say, oh, they made me feel this way. They know that emotions aren't somebody else's problem to fix. When they feel triggered, hurt, or angry, they take ownership. Not because they are blaming themselves, but because they know only you can process what you feel. They don't sit around like waiting for the universe to right its wrongs. They don't get stuck in the loop of indignant passivity, expecting the world to make them whole. Like, instead, they choose accountability. They choose empowerment. One of the most powerful things emotionally intelligent people understand is that we don't really know what will make us happy. We only know what has or hasn't in the past, but that reference point is limited. Often we chase goals not because they are true to us, but because they are the opposite of something painful we once experienced. Instead, emotionally intelligent people remain open, like curious, like they don't cling to rigid ideals of success or happiness. They evolve with life, letting it surprise them. That's where joy begins. Fear doesn't mean you are on the wrong path. Okay? Emotional intelligent people know that fear can be a sign of growth. It means you are stepping into unfamiliar territory, and often that territory holds your deepest dreams. Like, they know the real red flag is indifference, not caring. That means disconnection, this interest, this engagement. They feel fear, yes, but they keep going. They don't run from it. They meet it, because the path worth walking will always ask you to grow. Emotionally intelligent people know that happiness is not a permanent state. It's not something to cling to. They allow themselves to process life, to feel everything like joy, grief, rage, peace. They understand that wholeness is found not in constant bliss, but in acceptance. And in that non-resistance, they find a deeper kind of contentment, one that doesn't rise and fall with every change of the wind. Our minds are filled with borrowed beliefs. Society, upbringing, trauma, they all shape how we think. Emotionally intelligent people take time to audit their thoughts. They ask, does this belief actually serve me? Where did it come from? Like, they don't let the world write their story. They choose to write their own. Being composed doesn't mean being emotional shut down. Emotional intelligent people feel deeply, but they express themselves with intention. They know when and how to respond. Like, they don't bottle up, they don't explode, they regulate, they process, they honor their inner experience without letting it harm themselves or others. This is not suppression, this is self-mastery. Like, they know no emotion is permanent, and no feeling will kill you. They have built the emotional stamina to sit with discomfort, pain, uncertainty. And that's what makes them strong, not the absence of suffering, but the resilience to rise through it. Emotionally intelligent people are kind to all, but open to few. They value trust, depth, and safety. They don't rush intimacy and they don't perform connection. They know that not everyone is meant to have access to their soul. And in that boundary, they protect their peace. They know that pain is part of the process and a bad day is just that, a day. Emotionally intelligent people don't extrapolate. They don't let temporary emotions dictate their entire sense of self or future. They stay grounded in the truth that this too shall pass. They allow themselves to be fully human, to cry, to question, to rest. And in that self-acceptance, they find the deepest peace of all. So maybe the real power isn't about controlling how you feel, but how you respond. Maybe emotional intelligence isn't about perfection, it's about honesty, presence, like the willingness to grow. Let this video be a gentle reminder. You are allowed to feel everything, but you are also capable of moving through anything. And in that, you are already powerful beyond measure. You are not alone and you are not broken. You are just becoming. If this spoke to you, share it with someone who might need this message today, and I will finish the video. So this was the message of today. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And that's it. I see you in the next video. Bye.